In the town of Zorah, during a time when the Israelites were oppressed by the Philistines for 40 years, lived a man named Manoah from the tribe of Dan. Manoah's wife was barren and had no children. One day the angel of the Lord appeared to her and said, "You are barren and childless, but you are going to become pregnant and give birth to a son. Now, see to it that you drink no wine or other fermented drink, and that you do not eat anything unclean. You will become pregnant and have a son whose head is never to be touched by a razor, because the boy is to be a Nazirite, dedicated to God from the womb. He will take the lead in delivering Israel from the hands of the Philistines." Excited and amazed, the woman ran to tell her husband about the angel's message. Manoah prayed to the Lord, asking him to send the angel again to teach them how to bring up the boy. God heard Manoah's prayer, and the angel returned. Manoah asked the angel, "When your words are fulfilled, what is to be the rule that governs the boy's life and work?" The angel reiterated the instructions, emphasizing that Manoah's wife must do all that he had commanded her. Soon after, Manoah's wife gave birth to a son, and they named him Samson. As Samson grew, the Lord blessed him, and the Spirit of the Lord began to stir him while he was in Mahaneh-dan, between Zorah and Eshtaol. As a young man, Samson went down to Timnah, where he saw a Philistine woman. He returned home and told his parents, "I have seen a Philistine woman in Timnah. Now get her for me as my wife." His parents were dismayed that he wanted to marry a Philistine, asking, "Isn't there an acceptable woman among your relatives or among all our people? Must you go to the uncircumcised Philistines to get a wife?" But Samson insisted, "Get her for me. She's the right one for me." His parents did not know that this was from the Lord, who was seeking an occasion to confront the Philistines. On his way to Timnah, Samson encountered a young lion. The forest was dense, and the path narrow, when suddenly a roar pierced the air. A young lion, fierce and wild, charged at Samson. The Spirit of the Lord came powerfully upon him, and with a surge of divine strength, Samson tore the lion apart with his bare hands, as one might tear a young goat. The carcass of the lion lay in pieces, a testament to Samson's incredible strength, but he told neither his father nor his mother what he had done. Later, when he returned to marry the woman, he turned aside to look at the lion's carcass. In it, he saw a swarm of bees and some honey. He scooped out the honey with his hands and ate it as he went along. When he rejoined his parents, he gave them some, and they too ate it, but he did not tell them that he had taken the honey from the lion's carcass. At the wedding feast in Timnah, Samson proposed a riddle to his 30 Philistine companions. "Let me tell you a riddle," Samson said to them. "If you can give me the answer within the 7 days of the feast, I will give you 30 linen garments and 30 sets of clothes. If you can't tell me the answer, you must give me 30 linen garments and 30 sets of clothes." They agreed and asked him to tell the riddle. He replied, "Out of the eater, something to eat, out of the strong, something sweet." For 3 days they could not give the answer. Sometime later, Samson fell in love with a woman in the valley of Sorek, whose name was Delilah. The rulers of the Philistines went to her and said, "See if you can lure him into showing you the secret of his great strength and how we can overpower him, so we may tie him up and subdue him. Each one of us will give you 1,100 shekels of silver." So Delilah said to Samson, "Tell me the secret of your great strength and how you can be tied up and subdued." After several failed attempts, Delilah finally coaxed the truth out of Samson. He revealed, "No razor has ever been used on my head, because I have been a Nazirite dedicated to God from my mother's womb. If my head were shaved, my strength would leave me, and I would become as weak as any other man." Realizing he had told her everything, Delilah sent word to the rulers of the Philistines. After putting him to sleep on her lap, she called for someone to shave off the 7 braids of his hair, and his strength left him. The Philistines seized him, gouged out his eyes, and took him down to Gaza. Binding him with bronze shackles, they set him to grinding grain in the prison. But the hair on his head began to grow again after it had been shaved. Now the rulers of the Philistines assembled to offer a great sacrifice to Dagon their god, and to celebrate, saying, "Our God has delivered Samson, our enemy, into our hands." While they were in high spirits, they shouted, Bring out Samson to entertain us." So they brought him out, and he performed for them. When they stood him among the pillars, Samson prayed to the Lord, "Sovereign Lord, remember me. Please God, strengthen me just once more." Then Samson reached toward the two central pillars on which the temple stood. Bracing himself against them, he said, "Let me die with the Philistines." Then he pushed with all his might, and down came the temple on the rulers and all the people in it. Thus he killed many more when he died than while he lived. Then his brothers and his father's whole family went down to get him. They brought him back and buried him between Zorah and Eshtaol in the tomb of Manoah, his father. He had led Israel for 20 years. The life of Samson is a powerful reminder of how God can use even flawed individuals to accomplish his purposes. Samson's extraordinary strength was matched only by his human weaknesses, yet in the end, he fulfilled his divine mission. Through his life, we learn about the importance of faith, the dangers of temptation, and the ultimate sovereignty of God's will. And so ends the story of Samson, a man chosen before birth, blessed with incredible strength, and burdened with human flaws. Thank you for watching. If this story moved you, please like, share, and subscribe for more powerful Bible stories that inspire and transform. Until next time, stay strong, stay faithful, and let God be your guide.